Whew.
You guys played a game.
Yes, we did, my friend. Wow. All right, I'm going to give a quick
This
breakdown.
is an aggressive name for a game as well.
Blasters of the Universe.
You know what?
And it has everything in the world to do with He-Man.
And
by that,
so
I mean
befitting.
it has nothing in the world to do with He-Man.
Except for the color scheme. It's ripped straight out of He-Man.
That was my
all the
acapella
purples
group name.
And the pinks and
The color scheme is not, man.
My acapella
There's so
group
much
name
power in this.
He-Man was dark red and black.
What are you
And
talking
then
about?
more blacks. And He-Man was like space fantasy.
Skeletor was purple and lavender.
Skeletor
all over
was
the place.
blue with a yellow face.
Blue? He was
blue.
Purple and lavender.
Skeletor
man.
was blue. Where'd you get this from? Okay, I'm
You need to-
I'm gonna Google a picture
You
of
should.
Skeletor for you. Hold on one second.
yeah.
We're talking about Blasters of the Universe. This is a new VR bullet hell hate you for the love of God why video game from on Steam right now. Dang it, I forgot the name of the developers here. I'll look that up in a bit. But this game is ridiculous. The storyline is what happened?
Yeah, we're good.
I got some static there. The storyline is Blast of the Universe is a 1993 2 CD set by Bootsy Collins and his new rubber band. The album first released on
what?
Exactly. That was the thing that messed me up. There's actually an album
It's
by
like
Bootsy Collins
from
Problem of Funkadelic.
From Funk, yeah.
There was an album called Blast
Come
of
on,
the Universe.
baby.
They released years ago, like 20-something plus years ago, and that tripped me up for a long
Yeah,
time.
I'm going to do Bootsy Collins' voice the rest of the show.
You doing Bootsy Collins, baby?
All right, Pat. Give me the review, baby. I'm coming.
No, Blast of the Universe is it's a bullet hell game. It lets you build a badass gun from thousands of combinations and then get ready to duck and dodge your way through a ton of bullets and nostalgic and nerve-wracking VR. But basically, it's a game that throws you into a location. You're fighting against random enemies that want to kill you for no reason,
And
then
shoot
bosses
everybody,
that
and
wanna
then
kill
you
for
move
no
on.
reason. It's a very Twilight Zone premise, and it's essentially, you're in a place. How do you get in this place? You don't know. Why everyone's against you in this place? You have no idea. All you know is you need to survive in Blast of the Universe. That's where you say the Twilight Zone.
You're in a room. You can't leave. Just kill everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It places you there with no real explanation. There is an intro, and it doesn't really have any purpose. It's pretty much the intro is more of the story of like the world's narrator.
Yeah.
It's like playing Fallout, and instead you don't know your backstory. You know 3 dogs. You know.
Wait, I don't think it's not. Isn't it it's the villain?
No, he's not the. Well, I mean, maybe he is the villain, and everyone else works for him, but they don't establish that. As far as I know, as far as I got from.
Oh no, he's straight up the villain. He's always taunting you throughout the whole way. He's throwing his minions at you in order for you to kill them.
He's the villain, baby.
Because I figured if he was the villain in a game like this, they would have it be like Dr. Robotnik, where or Dr. Eggman. He comes in, he attacks, like the minions attack you, but then at the end you're fighting him in some contraption, and then you beat him, and he runs off, and then the next level you're fighting him in a different contraption, and he runs off in a different contraption. That type of setup, instead of him just being the overlord, because then you're never gonna face this dude. This game is hard as balls, man. It's ridiculous, and every single level you'd think would ramp up gradually and let you build your skills and then fight against different levels of enemies. No. Within like 30 seconds, I was already had my ass handed to me. This game is hateful, disturbing, raw, punishing, unforgiving.
How many
and I think
hours
it said
did you
something
play it?
anti-Semitic. Okay, the game is hostile from the jump.
How many hours did you sink in?
I played the game for about 3, maybe 4 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a good hour, in between an hour and 2 hours. So the big catch about this, not only is it a bullet hell, this is a very unique game.
Emphasis on hell.
Yep. This is a very unique game because it is a VR game, and the bullet hell aspect requires that you physically move yourself away from the bullets. So you are Matrix-style dodging bullets. I was getting down on my knees, dodging left and right, trying to swivel my head. Now your head itself is the targeting range, or your body that you're moving.
It's VR, so all this is actually you moving your body.
Yeah, it's the Vive part of VR, so it's room scale. So everything you do and the controllers that you're holding on to, those are moving 1-to-1. Your head is moving 1-to-1, exactly how you move it. You turn your head, you're looking around. Everything around you is exactly as it would be if it were in real life. And your head is the only part that can be hit. So what you see with the bullets is that is purple and lavender.
That is blue,
purple
man.
and lavender right there, man.
That is blue. Herb.
That is totally
from a distance. What color is that?
Blue,
Thank you.
purple.
Oh, stop it. You stop that right now. He's trying to.
He's wearing a purple scarf with a blue chest.
Man,
come on, you're both wrong.
All right, fine. Just settling in a previous argument.
Right.
Continue.
So you have to physically move your head and sort of dodge between these bullets and avoid taking shots to your face. And the way the enemies will attack, they'll shoot like a line of bullets at you. They'll whether it be a horizontal line, a vertical line, or a ring, or a box of bullets. And you're constantly having to dodge and weave in between those. And on your left hand, you'll have your sub weapon or sub item, and on your right arm, you'll have your main gun. And there's different, as Pat said, you can construct those in different ways.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different firing modes. There's a bunch of different barrels to choose from that would range from like triple shot, from wide shot, rapid fire. It felt like...
So it's like Judge Dredd's gun.
Yeah.
Kind of. I felt like gameplay-wise, it took a lot from Gunstar Heroes. If you've ever played Gunstar Heroes. It's an old game. It's more Contra style. But what you could do is you'd acquire different types of different ammo types that you could use one. You could ramp up the strength of that. You could cross that with different types of firing. This is a far more advanced level of that. But utilizing the different ammo types and blending them to use them to your advantage.
Yep. Now you're not able to change this in between a level. So you sort of, it's like a loadout. So you're building your loadout, and then you enter the level, and you're trying to get through to the boss at the end of the level and shoot them like a typical
which you will never do. You will never do.
Okay,
the game hates you, and it lets you know, like right off the bat, this sucker is unforgiving. Okay, it starts off with, I see a unit there, I'm gonna shoot this guy. I see a unit there, I'm gonna shoot this guy. There's one over there. What's that from above? Oh, it's a solid wall of bullets coming at me. You know, there is no like ducking, bobbing, weaving. I just have to use this shield and pray. And you can choose different types of shield. The one the God forbid you choose the wrong one, because you can't go back and switch it. There's no power-ups or nothing where it's like, okay, I can swap out the mirror shield for the reflective shield and stuff like that. The clear wall shield, or no, none of that. You are stuck with this piece of... I'm sorry, Johnny, you were saying?
The shields were great.
The shields were... Okay, The shields I used were great.
Oh.
But they weren't... No, some of them were garbage.
It was... because this is in VR, your arms... unlike any other first-person game that involves shooting mechanics, your arms are separate, and they're detached and decoupled from where you are looking. So you can look straight down the line, down the center, and aim left with your left arm to the left where you can't see, and aim with your right arm to your right where you can't see, and those are doing whatever it is. They're either shooting an enemy, you can sort of peek right, hold your gun out, shoot that enemy, and while you're shooting that enemy, look left and make sure there's no incoming bullets on your left-hand side, and hold up your shield and block some of those things. Meanwhile, dodge and move your head out of the way of whatever bullets is coming your way.
You know what? I like that, but I found that the most effective combination actually turned out to be crossing my hands and having the shield right there in the direction I'm shooting, so I can deflect while I'm shooting, and I can deflect and off and run my offense at the same time. Yeah. So I turn this way and I'm actively blocking. I turn this way and I'm not just blocking, I'm also shooting back. So I can take out more. I can address more units that way.
Yeah,
which is
like
kind of a waste
Boys
of the
3.
mechanic.
Well, it's a bit tricky.
It's more style.
Bad Boys 3. I didn't know they made that.
They're coming.
I was doing that too. I was mixing up myself because I was failing hard because the game is very hard.
Yes, the game will kill you, then spit on your body.
So is the difficulty
and then go and mock your children.
Is the difficulty off-putting, or you want to like come back and like beat it out of spite?
Honestly, that's the sad thing. It's like, as tedious as this was, I had fun, but I don't see myself going back to play it too often.
Is it because of just the difficulty?
Well, no, it's like after a while it gets boring because it's repetitive.
Yeah,
you know, it
just bludgeoning you with bullets, and you're just like, okay, this is all there is.
Especially when you get to like the bosses. Once you figure out the pattern, then it's just like, how long can I hit them before they go down? There's no...
It's a matter of execution.
Yeah, there's no too much. There's not too much variation in the style.
Well,
if they had incorporated, as the bosses have, 2 or 3 different firing modes, You get him down to this level, and then he switches up to this. One thing I hated is when Fallout would do this. When you're fighting an enemy and it gets to a certain point, and then it quote unquote mutates, and now it's got new health and an extra ability.
Yep.
That pissed me off there. But I think this game would have benefited from that, because essentially once I figure out the pattern, I can duck now, shoot now, move here now, move there now, shoot again, duck again, and then move. It's like once I figure that out, then it's how many times can I do that before I get to the boss? And even then, I just have to keep doing that over and over again, and it takes forever. You can be in a boss fight for 10 minutes or more in this.
Yeah, these enemies are pretty spongy. So the general gameplay of this is very, very arcadey. It's very old school. It is like the bullet hell games, right? You are meant to analyze.
This was designed to suck quarters out of my pocket.
Yeah. You're meant to play the level. You know where the patterns are. You know how the enemies are coming at you. It is repetition is sort of built into this old school design. So that's sort of coming with it. And the boss itself, right? He's always thrown like the same kind of insults, or not the boss, but the evil villain. He's always
the overboss.
The overboss. He's throwing these insults at you left and right.
He's making these corny comments. This jive suck up there. And what sucks is I want to shoot him at many points, and I can't. Like you start off the game with a nice close up shot of him, and you can't just like pick him off in the forehead and go home. That's what I wanted to do. I'm trying to think. Well, what are those games that go like really? Oh, my favorite part of the Metal Gear games is at points you won't know you probably won't know you can do this because the game won't tell you a damn thing. But you can like snipe a boss like the first time you see them, and the game doesn't tell you can, but you snipe them, and then you'll go through the rest of the game and like be able to skip over that whole part. Or like in Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, the end boss is just like this really old dude. So you can skip the whole fight by just turning the game off and not playing it for a week, and then you jump back in and it says he's died of old age.
What? That's so good.
Stuff like that. Well, I kind of wish when you saw this dude descend and he's in your face, you just get one good shot on him.
Who's
Bam!
the first guy that figured that out too?
Just leave the game. I figured they probably fought him. They got frustrated because this dude is friggin' ridiculously hard, obnoxiously hard. Yeah. But they got frustrated. I've done this. I've had games. Forget this thing. I'm never gonna play it again.
Left it for a week though.
Well, yeah. After a while,
I'll come back for an hour.
A week is nothing, man. I've left games for like months. Like forget this, and then I'll finish off something else.
I'll leave more holes in my wall than I will the game.
Yeah, I remember those days too. It's like I Tasmania for the Genesis. That awful piece of.
I had posters next to my bed that I would cover up just the holes I punched. Like that. Like, why are you buying all these posters? Like, I gotta, not let my mom know I just destroyed the house.
I'd say the difficulty with this game is that more modern games include this RPG mechanic where if you're hitting this difficulty wall, you can eventually level up past it in order to get around it, right? You can improve your character. But in this, your improving is physical skill. You have to physically be fit enough in order to dodge around these bullets quick enough to be aware of what's around you, turn your head quick enough.
This sounds exactly like Edge of Tomorrow, the movie with Tom Cruise. This is the exact basis of that movie.
Yeah, that's actually
It's like it's just like you just jump into the middle of this war, and all of a sudden you just got to get physically better, or you're gonna die every time.
That's exactly what this is like. That is absolutely correct.
Great movie though.
Yeah,
damn good movie. Live, Die, Repeat if you're from overseas, a more accurate title. And I think probably my favorite movie from Tom Cruise.
Yep, Bill Paxton.
And that's counting The Outsiders.
That is a really good movie.
He was good in that. Let's just not make a joke, but he was great.
If anybody got that, if anybody didn't get that, he's in that movie for all of maybe a minute.
He's got a few scenes. Yeah, he's
that was Tom Cruise before he got the teeth fixed.
Yeah, he's
Steve. Still all crooked. They got a hole in it.
Yeah. So Blasters of the Universe, the big drive for this game is after you beat everything, because it looks like there's only a limited, probably like 5 to 7 levels.
Yeah, it's still pretty early on, and they've only gotten to a certain point in development. I figure they'll expand and they'll patch the hell out of it. They've already changed the design so much. I checked out some videos of the earlier gameplay. The game's been out for a couple of weeks. We just got it now. Yep. And the design from mid-August to now is it's almost a completely different game, like aesthetically, visually. They've got a proper HUD now. It works very well. The environments are filled in where it used to be just like open space. Like that's what I thought. This was just like open space,
Oh, yeah.
kind of like a first-person flight sim, where you have to shoot things off in the horizon. You have no sense of no depth perception. You just have to shoot it in its direction and not really know which way it's going, so you can't lead a target. And it's kind of like just out in the ether. And then they've enclosed the environment, and it's a lot more manageable now. And even then, ridiculously hard, obnoxiously hard.
You think that's something they change as they keep
Somebody
going?
had
They
a grudge,
should,
an axe to grind. Somebody had something to prove, and they hate you as a player.
I read
Nothing is forgiving.
I read some of the comments from.
It will make you hate the world and yourself.
I read some of the comments from the earlier
It will
iterations.
slap your mama.
It was actually harder earlier, so they are easing it a little
Yeah,
bit.
they are.
So what do you
They
think the
definitely need
purpose
to-
of that, though? Do you
so
think they
much
do that
work.
intentionally,
It's
or
for
do you think they're just like...
replayability.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't.
But
just
I
put
like
out a
if I
game
have a
that's-
game's way hard, I'm just like, okay, I'm done.
Well, there's
that's
only
me.
5 levels, right? There's only 5 to
I
7
guess.
levels. There's a limited number of levels.
There's
Each
online
level you can beat
leaderboards,
within
too. There's a
like
certain
5
level
to
of
10
pride
minutes.
that goes into it. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
well,
5 to 10 minutes per level.
5 to 10 minutes per level, and then
Well, is
5
it
to 10
like
minutes per
implied
boss
that
of that level
Well,
too.
if you see the leaderboards, that's the big drive for this game too. Is that leaderboards is the real
Well,
reason
that's the
why you
old
keep
school
going through
style,
this.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, okay, I gotta
So
get
this
that
is
high score.
online
So get better
leaderboard.
or...
Yeah, you read
Yeah.
the leaderboard ass. I can't let that
That
be the top.
That ass was Galaga at my local movie theater for at least 3 years, by the way, and I was ass.
Yeah, poo, ass, dik, sex. Sex was always up
This
there for
was
some reason.
my local Galaga at the movie theater was like, it's like the episode of Seinfeld when he's playing Frogger. He doesn't want to unplug it to lose his high score, so he tries to get across the street and ends up getting it.
That was before the days of extended batteries, and this is like I had an extension cord and the right idea, just the wrong time of day, and trying to run it across like Frogger.
That's so good though, yeah.
I do want to say the soundtrack to this. It's a retro wave soundtrack, which fits with its very 80s neon color
you really dig those.
vibe.
There's
I
like an
love the
80s
soundtrack. It's actually really good.
An 80s songs going on.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Totally.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's-
Especially with those retro scores. You know, we got what's the Netflix series? Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. Yeah.
Oh,
is doing it,
Stranger
but
Things,
before that movie.
Drive?
Well, Drive has
Drive.
definitely had that kind of synthy pop
Yeah,
score.
no, you talking about the hip hop one?
But I'm talking
Why
about
is the
the
name-
horror movie. It's It Follows. Yeah, that had this
Oh,
80s
okay.
horror synth score.
Not the
That
exact
was-
place I'd go, but no, you make a good point. Yeah.
But that was completely like reviving that whole thing. So
Yeah,
there's
but
definitely
this
this
gets
80s
ridiculous
like
with
synthy thing going on. That
Think
we're
about this
bringing
more
back.
along the lines of like Far Cry Blood Dragon
Yes.
or dang, what's that retro game? The top down one.
Oh, Hotline Miami.
No, Retro City Rampage. Hotline Miami too, but no, this is more like Retro City Rampage.
Yep.
River City
That
Rampage.
too.
No, Retro.
Retro
Oh.
City
Retro's
Rampage.
a
Hotline
game.
Miami, very much.
Yeah.
Dude, the 8-bit score for Double Dragon 2 was heady as hell.
Yeah, but that was Double Dragon
That stuff
2,
was
man.
trippy. Whoever did that is a master.
Yeah, you can't. Come on, baby, you gotta live in the now.
Oh,
This
come
is
on,
Blast of the
baby.
Universe. Soundtrack could have been by Bootsy Collins. That would have been
We need a
amazing.
little bass in that, baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
he'd be like, if the game called Blast of the Universe. What now, babe? Say what?
Let me sleep with your wife.
Oh, also, if you're looking for a good workout, this is the game.
Yes, again,
Man, I was
VR. So all this like bobbing and weaving movement we're talking about, flipping the arms,
Like
left
Paul
and
Rappa
right,
the Rapper?
crossing this stuff. Yeah. You doing your Roger Rabbits in the game?
Jump kick.
Anyways, dude, it comes down to I recommend this game, but be aware it will kick your ass up and down the street.
So if you're a novice, I guess you're just like, well, whatever. I'll suck.
If you're a novice, the game will be painful for a long, long time, and then once you get amazing, it'll become tedious. But I still recommend cats check it out. It's available right now on the Steam store.
And it's $15. And yeah, like Pat said, I'd highly recommend it too. It's really cool. It's become probably my new #1 VR game
Really?
to check out. Yep.
Okay, all right. Also, keep in mind it is VR, so you will need a headset to play.
A very expensive, not worth buying headset.
Wow. Okay. All right.
The
Johnny,
game's worth it, but the headset to play it isn't.
Yeah.
Just trying to get a little real. All right. Well, the game is Blasters of the Universe by Secret Location. So that's kind of a tight name. If you want to check it out, it's on Steam right now. Dude, if you want to tell us about it, geekdownradio@gmail.com or go to geek-down.com. Check us out. Hit us, leave us a note in the comment section. See what's going on. Also, from there, you can get all the social media links in the About section. And, subscribe. But subscribe your ass off. Do what you got to do. Man, now, dude, we got to close out with, I got to check out Vixen the movie. Did anyone else get to check out Vixen the movie?